Hi everybody. Now I'm gonna do a product review. Um, I am gonna play a couple of the songs from the album because I've got it pulled up on my phone, so I don't have to, um, figure out what I. Well, let me look here. Okay, the CD's in the actual CD case. Uh, as I mentioned in the last video, um, I'm gonna do a product review on this uh video. It is for Billy Idol's Kings and Queens of the Underground. It looks like this. Let me get where. I just love how it's like I have to look at it real close. It's this way I you know get it the right way. Fortunately for me, like I said, I have it on my cell phone. You know, uh, it's funny. I mentioned this before. I was playing. Well, it's this song, "Can't Break Me Down." Um, it was driving Tony crazy. That's just the beginning of it. So, I'm not going to play like the whole song. But, uh, I happen to like Billy Idol a lot. I think he's handsome. He's like 50 something years old. Look here, I'll tell you how old he is. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's actually, Kings and Queens of the Underground is actually a pretty good album. He, what was really funny is, Tony actually just realized that the title track, Kings and Queens of the Underground, was about him, was about Billy Idol. He's actually 59 years old, Billy Idol is. I actually like the title album, or the title song off of the album. It sounds really good too. This is it playing right here. I just have it, like I said, on my cell phone to where I can just play it. Tony was like, "This is about him and his music." I'm like, "Yeah, think." I mean, it's actually a pretty good. Sorry, I got an itch. Uh, it was so funny. He's like, he talks about 1977 at the beginning of the song. I'm gonna kind of tell Tony's age here. Tony was born in 1977. I mean, and it's just Tony's like, it's like you could see the the gears turning in the boy's head. He's like, he's like, okay, it was 1977. I'm like, yeah. I had to tell Tony, I'm like, yeah, Billy Idol was actually part of Generation or Gen X band or whatever it was called, Generation X, I think. But yeah, I mean, in the title song "Kings and Queens of the Underground," he talks about like Rebel Yell and White Wedding, and I think he mentions the Cradle of Love, and well, actually no, he doesn't. But he talks about Rebel Yell and White Wedding, and MTV, and the fact that he did drugs and all this stuff. I think I remember reading somewhere where Billy Idol had gotten himself clean, and he just he wrote this album because he wrote a book called the name of one of his songs from the 80s, Dancing with Myself, which incidentally, I would love to get my hands on that book because it's, like I said, I happen to like Billy Idol a lot. His music is actually pretty interesting. Granted it is rock and roll, but it's very interesting. You know, the video for Can't Break Me Down is actually in black and white, and I actually like the video because I've seen it. And it's like, I think I remember reading that Billy Idol wanted to do that video kind of like a something about Saigon, or like one of those old 1920, 1930 type movies, where it's got that old classy feel to it or something. It does. I mean, it's just, I really, really happen to like, this album, that he did. And, it's just, it is what it is. I've ran out of things to say about it, so I'm going to hush up now. I'm going to pause this video because I've got some other stuff to say. And just before I go, though, one other thing I did want to say real fast. I mentioned this in the last video. I've got, like, 4 movies to review or something? Or, well, three, I have Dracula I want to talk about. And then I've got, 2 seasons of Merlin, and then Maleficent for my movie reviewer page. I'm not going to talk about them next, okay? I got other stuff I want to talk about first. But anyway, just to recap, if you like Billy Idol, I do recommend getting his album. This is Kings and Queens of the Underground. He released this back last year in 2004. In October. But yeah, it's a great movie. Or great movie, my butt. I've got movies on the brain. It's a great album. I do recommend getting it, okay? So, hang on, I'm going to pause here, and then I'm going to talk about some other stuff, okay?